Hey guys, and welcome to VRAC. So, we've all been stuck inside for quite a while now. It feels probably a lot longer than it actually has been. But, thankfully, we all have video games and movies to keep us busy for right now. Well, I'm sure that some of you have already played through the games in your catalog, and you're wondering, what should I play next? I don't know how long I'm going to be stuck here, and I would really like something that's going to take up a lot of my time and be very enjoyable. So, I have some recommendations for quarantine games that, for one, last a long time. Very large, fun games. Most of these have very good stories, the ones that do have stories, and can really bring you into it and take you away from the stresses of the world. And then there's going to be a little extra category at the end for bringing some more happiness. So let's start this right off. Now, the first game that I have here is a game that has been recently released, and I just finished playing the main story and the epilogue, and it is amazing. I mean, I've sunk a ton of hours into this game, and if you like video games with really good stories and really good gameplay and just large open worlds, Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely a game that you need to check out during this quarantine. So, if you're not familiar with Red Dead Redemption and you haven't played the first game, that's actually perfect. Red Dead Redemption 2 is actually Red Dead Redemption 1, or the prequel to Red Dead Redemption 1. Pretty confusing because they named it 2, but Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place before Red Dead Redemption 1. Now, it's a game about cowboys. I'm sure you've heard of it. If you're watching my channel, I'm sure you know what Red Dead Redemption 2 is. But if you haven't gotten around to playing it, like I hadn't, I had it in my collection for a while, was playing some other games I was interested in, finally got around to playing it, and wow, I waited way too long to play this game. It has a massive open world, tons of missions. Just the story itself will take you it took me like a full week of playing every day just to get through the whole story. And I did not get very distracted by side quests either. I mean, I play a few and explore a little bit, but the story grabs you in this game. It is more like those HBO shows, like the TV shows that really get you, and like Game of Thrones or Sopranos, and you're like, I need to know what happens next. Red Dead Redemption 2 has that story. It has amazing characters, and it will pull you out of whatever stuff you're facing right now and make you forget all about it and just enjoy the adventures of Dutch, John Marston, and Arthur Morgan. So, if you have an Xbox or PS4, it is available on those consoles, and I definitely suggest checking it out. Now, I do have some of these games are going to be for multiple different consoles from different generations and different consoles available for now. I wanted to include at least one or two games from all the available consoles now, and that are available on several consoles, so that the most people could use this list as possible. But I also wanted it to be very reflective of games that will take a lot of your time and suck you into their world. Okay? The next game is, if you have a Wii U, the Wii U is an awesome system. And I think that the biggest game that's the largest time sink, but is also amazing, is going to be Xenoblade Chronicles X. So, if you have a Wii U, you probably have heard of Xenoblade Chronicles X, but you might not have. It is a giant JRPG where the world is massive, and you fly around in mechs, and I mean, you can literally sink 300 hours into this game. So, if you are currently laid off, and you're looking for a cheap game, and you have a Wii U, Xenoblade Chronicles X, I think you can get it for like $15 on GameStop. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that if you popped in Xenoblade Chronicles X, you could play this till the end of quarantine, no matter how bad your state or country is currently, because you can literally put 300 hours into this game. It took me 100 hours just to unlock the mech. Now, this is not a negative at all, to be honest. When you say, oh, it took me 100 hours to unlock the mech, yeah, that means I was enjoying it the whole time, and then finally another chapter of this game unlocks, and you can go places you've never been before. fight these giant creatures. That's another awesome thing about Xenoblade Chronicles X. You will walk up as your character and face creatures that are just 30 to 50 times your size. Now, I know that if you have room on your Wii U, there's actually a free download that you can download that installs a lot of the textures and does a lot of performance onto the hard drive of your Wii U. So the one complaint that I do have about Xenoblade Chronicles is it's got really bad pop-in. So when you're flying around the world or running, creatures will just pop in, right? It's a very large world for the Wii U, very good graphics for the Wii U to handle. And if you get those free downloads, it'll make your experience a lot better. So I do suggest doing that, but it's another amazing game. If you like JRPGs and haven't played it, definitely check out Xenoblade Chronicles X. I am so hoping for a port to the Switch. I mean, just no, they don't even have to do like a remaster. Just up the performance a bit because the Switch can handle it a lot better, and I will replay that game all over again. Xenoblade Chronicles X is definitely a game that you gotta check out. Now the next one is actually a game that my fiance has been playing for quite a while since it's come out. She's been having a ton of fun playing it, and I know a lot of people are already playing this game during quarantine. That's Animal Crossing. Now, if you're not so much into fighting or shootouts or giant mech battles, and maybe you're looking for something a little more relaxing, you know, you're really stressed and you just want to escape into a world where you don't have to worry, you don't have to fight, it's going to be Animal Crossing. Now, I've seen a lot of things about this Animal Crossing that has changed since the older ones. It's not a pre-built town where you go this time. It's actually you build it yourself. You decide where things are. You can move the landscapes. You can do a ton of customization. You bring the people to your island. There is some fighting in the form of tarantulas and wasps from what I hear, but I think that you can easily catch them and train them. Maybe not so easily with the tarantulas, but if you have a Switch and you're looking for a game to put a lot of time into that you can really enjoy, download or order online Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's going to be a really fun game. I'm going to get to that next here. I'm just finishing up some of my challenges in Red Dead Redemption 2. So the next game after that, we covered Wii U, which a lot of collectors on my page, on my channel, collect and have. We covered Xbox One and PS4 cross-platform. Covered Nintendo Switch. Covered quite a few of the new consoles. We're gonna go back to Xbox One and PS4 though, because this game is amazing. It is very fun. It is very funny. It has a lot of RPG mechanics I did not think were going to be available in it. It's an open world, but a smaller open world, and I'm okay with that for this game because it's full of stuff. Some open worlds will be massive and they're just empty. This game, smaller, full of stuff. The world is alive. And this game is Yakuza 0. So I've never played any of the Yakuza games, but I have Xbox Game Pass, which is definitely, if you have an Xbox, look into that during this quarantine. I know that you can get like a month for $1. I got 3 months for $1, and it is over 100 games on there that you can check out. One of them being Yakuza 0. So in Yakuza 0, it is actually a prequel to the Yakuza series, thus the Zero. Apparently I've been playing a lot of prequels. I'm just starting off the stories fresh. But in Yakuza 0, it's the start of that story, and it is amazing. I mean, the graphics and the cinematics in the world, not so much, but they're not horrible, but in the cinematics, they're beautiful. And this is a story about, I forget his name. I can't remember it, but you play as two main characters, and one of which is just starting in the Yakuza, and he starts his own trouble. And that's a really fun one. He's got some great fighting styles. The other one, Majima, I think that's his name. Yeah, Majima is the guy with the eye patch. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below. But he is the other main character that you play. And Majima is pretty awesome because he has a breakdancing style that once I unlock that, the rest of the game, when you fight big crowds in the beginning, because there's not a lot of guns. You can get guns, but I think because it takes place in Japan, they had a lot of gun control there, And I'm not saying whether or not that works, but I know that at this time period, guns were very difficult for criminals to get there. And you don't get many of them. You do get a few, but you use them up pretty quick because once you use all the ammunition, they're gone. So it's a lot of fist fighting, a lot of martial arts styles, melee weapons. It's tons of fun. And he uses this breakdancing style. You'll fight a lot of gangs, multiple people, and there were a couple times where I was getting really pissed off as the other character because I would get hit by one guy, go hit another guy, and then just get hit by the guy behind me. This guy does a breakdancing style where you can literally spin around with your legs in the air and just hit everybody all at once, and it is so much fun. When you unlock that and you don't have to worry about the crowds anymore, it feels great. But the story is amazing. The story will drag you in. The gameplay is super fun. Yakuza 0 is available for PS4 and Xbox One, and if you have Game Pass, you can start the story for the Yakuza series basically for free. Also, Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remake of Yakuza 1 that comes after Yakuza 0, is also coming to Game Pass. And both of those games for PS4 are like $20 normally now, and I'm sure you can get them on sale for even less. So if you want another really good story that pulls you in and just makes you forget about things, Yakuza is going to be one of those games. It's also extremely hilarious. There was one point where one of my characters went into a bar and he was trying to scope out the competition because he runs a bar. And then out in the back, just randomly, there's some bald, old, naked Japanese man. Not fully naked, but he's just dancing in the background. And he's like, what kind of bar is this? It was, you have to play it. It's not going to be the same coming from me. But this game is full of laughs. There's constantly goofy missions that you can do and play. It's just an all-around fun game. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry at some points, and it's something that you will never regret playing. So check out Yakuza 0, PS4, also available on Xbox Game Pass. It's a great game. So we did Red Dead, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Animal Crossing, Yakuza 0. The last one isn't a specific game. And you say, well, VRAC, I'm watching this. I'm wanting specific games. Well, I'm telling you a category of game that you need to play. So in these trying times, we're trying to escape, we're trying to stay in, and, you know, sometimes going back to older, better days can be nice. And when I say that, what I mean is the last and fifth suggestion that I have for you for games to play during quarantine is your favorite retro childhood game. Whatever game it was, whether it was Pokemon on the Game Boy, for me it was Donkey Kong Country 2 on the Super Nintendo. Whatever it is, download the ROM. If you have it in your collection, bring it out. If you have a classic console mini, pop that in and play your classic favorite game. Now, whether it's Super Mario where you're running through and just beating it, or it's Tetris where you're going for a high score, playing these old games are a lot of fun, and when quarantine we can revisit them and just really enjoy the past, what it was like when you went to go rent a game, you popped it in and figured out that this game is amazing, you know, and that is something, the memories like that is something that we can really hold on to during these hard times and really just remember what it's like to be happy, you know. And I'm sure a lot of people are happy right now, but a lot of people are suffering, and just going back and reliving some of those old memories can be a lot of therapy and a lot of really good fun. So that's what I'm going to end this video on today. I hope everybody out there is doing okay and staying safe. If you are sick, I really hope that you feel better soon. Leave a comment down below on some games that you have been playing during quarantine. Is there any games that you think that other people should check out? I mean, Yakuza 0, I had no idea it was going to be amazing that I'd recommend it until I did. So go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, if you made it to the end, show me, subscribe. I really love it when I see that people watch the whole thing and they really enjoyed it all the way through. Thank you again. Thank you for watching VRAT, guys, and you guys have a great night.